Hello, and welcome to this week's video. In this week's video, I'm making a personalized Little Mermaid ornament. I went ahead and got all my supplies set up before I started filming, and just off camera I do have a reference photo of the Ariel from the Little Mermaid to use. So I just wanted to let you know I did have that. I'm not doing this just off of images in my head. And then I started with some gray granite clay to use for a rock to put underneath the seashell, and that's where I'm going to put Jocelyn's name on it for the personalized ornament. I was going to do two rocks. I thought it just looked like it had, looked better, had a little more detail to it, but then when I started working on it, it didn't really work out that way. I needed the space from the whole main rock to put the name on it and then put the year in there, and I didn't want that smaller rock in front there where I'd have to squish down the name more. And because of my limitations with size here, is a lot smaller area, I just went ahead and carved it straight in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on the lower half of Ariel and do her fin. And so I'm using a green pearl for that part. And again, like some of the other pieces, I like using the pearl or metallic or the ones with glitter in there. So I thought they would look better with the Christmas lights. I did make this a little bit bigger than I originally wanted, so I went ahead and cut off a little bit and shrinked it down a little bit. Even after that, this ornament turned out a lot bigger than I originally had planned. I did go ahead and put some wire in there for some support. It's not so much to stick it together as just to kind of keep the pieces lined up. And once I had the lower half done, I went ahead and started working on the upper half. I do use the beige clay for my flesh tones, but I usually mix something else with it. I usually like it either a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. And I notice if I just use beige, the beige is a little bit translucent and you can kind of see some of the fractures or cracks in the clay underneath. So if you mix it with white or brown to get the shade you want, it'll also make it a little less translucent, which I think looks better. Before I do the arms for Ariel, I want to go ahead and do the seashell bikini top. That way I can do the seashells and the strap that goes around without the arms being in the way. At some point I would like to make a mermaid using actual little seashells, but this ornament was a little too small to use for any of the seashells that I actually had, so I went ahead and just made some little ones to use for this ornament. Once I go ahead and get those shaped out, I went ahead and add a little bit of details to them and then attach them to the ornament, and then I can go back and make the arms for Ariel. Because of the size of the ornament and the figurine not being too big, I didn't worry about making fingers for her. I just went ahead and got the basic shape of the arms, and then I squished the ends down a little bit to represent the hands, and I felt that was good enough. The problem with making fingers is, one, it's really hard to make fingers that small, and two, it kind of makes it a breaking point. And with the ornaments, I want them to last through the years, and so hopefully this way she's a lot more durable. Then I'll go ahead. And after I sculpted the head, I went ahead and added the eye pin for the cord. And now we'll go ahead and make Ariel's face. I'm just using basic black clay for her face, so I just want to kind of give her a cute little cartoony look. And so I did 2 black balls for the eyes, and then a small piece for the mouth. And then I went ahead and cut up 4 small pieces to add eyelashes around the eyes. I think that makes a nice little touch to her. They are a little bit tricky to do, but if you put them on the end of that needle tool, they're a lot easier to place. The last thing I need to do to her body is add a fin around her waist. I think that's called. I don't really know what it would be called. It's like some kind of belt fin thing. And then the fins at the end of her tail. I mixed translucent clay with the green pearl to give it a different look than the rest of her fin. And I was really happy with how that turned out. And for her 2 fins, I went ahead and did some lines on the top there to kind of give them a little more detail before I attach them. I was pretty concerned with her falling over, so I went ahead and rested a bottle behind her while I sculpted out the hair. And I did the hair in 2 sculpts. I just used red clay for her hair, obviously. and I sculpted out the main body of it that would be in the back and rolled that out and kind of just added a little bit of detail to it. Once I was happy with the shape of the hair, I went ahead and attached it behind that eye pin that sticks out for the cord. And that way I could add another piece of clay in the front to finish off her hair, and I'm not poking that eye pin through her hair. And once I added this piece to the front, I went ahead and used the needle tool to add some more detail to it. And then I added more detail to the back of the hair with the needle tool. Once this is all done, I just had to bake it according to package instructions, and then it's ready to hang on the tree. And here's the finished personalized Little Mermaid ornament. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to check out my other videos if you haven't already done so. And be sure to come back next week as I'll be doing a video of my art room. I thought that'd be a fun video to do at the end of the year. And I did have a request on Facebook to do that video. So we'll look forward to seeing that next week. And then I have plenty of ideas for videos coming up in 2019. Alright, thanks for watching, and remember, never stop creating. Bye! You can purchase items with my mascot on it from my TeePublic Store. And you can purchase my one-eyed blobs from my Etsy shop. Links to my TeePublic Store, my Etsy shop, my Facebook page, and my Instagram page are in the description box below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. If you like this video, please give it a like down below. And if you have ideas for future videos, please leave them in the comments down below.